Wait. Oh no, what did I do?
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday, happy Nurses Day, National Nurse Day today. I have a lot of friends that are in the nursing field, and oh my goodness, is there not a more appropriate time to appreciate our, oh, just a second, hold on. Sorry. Oh goodness. Hold on, a little technical difficulty, but I am going to get this going here just a second. Okay, I got it. Sorry for the up close and personal. I'm getting Yvonne on the call with me. We were not able to connect just a second ago, but I think I've got her back on now. Hey, Yvonne. I see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, but leave it to me to have difficult. My finger hit the button. I'm going to try turning myself and hopefully I don't go sideways.
You did go sideways. Oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Good. Okay. Yay.
Okay, you're good. Okay. Awesome. Well, I was just mentioning that today is National Nurses Day, and just what not a more appropriate time to be grateful for all of our medical professionals, of course, but nurses. Oh my goodness, I've heard some stories, and all my respect to you nurses. I know it's a hard job. It's not easy to just show up to work and walk out unaffected. So I know we thank you very much, and especially one of our dear friends, Yolanda. I know she's an OB nurse, and we have several others, but Yolanda is the first one that comes to mind for me. But how are you today?
I'm doing great. So just fumbling through technology, but other than that, doing good. So I wanted to say also thank you to the nurses too, because I know everyone in the medical profession has done a phenomenal job and just being at the front line for all of us. But even before COVID, nurses always went above and beyond to make us feel comfortable, right? They're the first person that greet us. They're the last one that greet us. They're you go through everything and they're taking care of us. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know my family extends that. So thank you for just being there. I know this is a hard time, and some have even made sacrifices to be away from their family to serve in their profession. So my heart goes out to everyone who's serving right now. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, this week we have seen a lot of things going on in the market. A few things have changed since Friday here in Texas. We do have some restrictions have been lifted. We went out just to pick up dinner the other night, and they already have people seated at the restaurants, which I'm kind of glad to see. Of course, do that with caution. I mean, I don't think anybody needs to be banged over the head over and over about it, but I mean, use precaution and be considerate of others. One thing I did experience was I had somebody that was like next to me, and they didn't have a mask on, but I thought that was like the law right now, that you had to have a mask on. So be considerate of others, just wear your mask and keep your 6 foot distance, especially when you're shopping and things are kind of tight. So I always try to make it a point to go around people, but we're seeing a lot of things go back to semi-normal or a new normal for us. So I'm kind of excited. I mean, I'm not saying, hey, let's get out there and just 100%, but yeah, just a gradual getting back to some normalcy.
Right.
But yeah. And I'm busy.
Yes, I'm super excited because I know that there was a lot of people, and we have friends and even people that were helping buying homes that maybe were forloaded. They could, they lost their job for a short period of time. And I think things just getting back to normal, but where companies are putting precaution in place, and some companies aren't taking cash, they're only doing credit cards. So there's just quite a bit of stuff that, that's happening. So super, excited to kind of see that going back on.
Well, let's talk this week's market, because I think you and I were really excited to just try to dig into, what's up and coming. What can we expect? Tell me about USDA, because I saw your post the other day, and I know you share a lot of information with me. Tell us about USDA. Tell us the good news that came out of USDA for our area.
So the USDA income increased, and it wasn't quite I think it was like almost $8,000 that it increased by family income. So if they're 1 to 4 unit, it's going right above the 90,000 mark, which is a good amount for our area. So if somebody can have that type of income, they might be able to qualify for homes in the 300,000 or something of that nature. So it's a perfect way to still get in with 0 down payment. And that is where USDA focuses on. When you hear it, you kind of think of rural area, I've got to be a farmer or something of that nature, but it's not. A lot of the homes that are outside the skirt of 1604, I feel like the car commercial, outside 1604. But so, I mean, if you're outside, you may qualify for a 0 down payment. And that's where a lot of the growth is at in homes that are available. So we'd love to help you see if you've got a family of beyond the 4, the income limits are even higher than that. So
that's awesome.
The perfect opportunity, to purchase right now.
That's awesome. Yes, we've seen several folks take advantage of those programs. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed seeing is that just the excitement is still very much there. I mean, buying a home is a big decision. We don't take that lightly at all. That's why Yvonne and I are lifelong learners. We are constantly learning. We are constantly keeping abreast of any changing conditions and situations, and what's new, what would be beneficial to our clients. And so we're like constantly learning, and we are always see our clients excited about buying a home. But when you have that information to give them peace through the purchasing process, and help them to just reassure them that these programs are there. They've been here for a long time. And when I think of USDA, I think of like produce, I think of organic, or I think of like steak. but I've seen it just in the last couple of weeks, how much people are really taking an interest in doing that. And now that the income limits have increased, that's even better. Right. So I want to give you my first market update, because I want you to share with us some of the news that you had to give us. So in all of San Antonio, we know that March, pretty much mid-March, is when we had this shelter in place. And so March was kind of the peak for us in this first, I'm going to say almost half of the year, okay? Because we're already in May, so June, it's just around the corner. So for San Antonio, for all of San Antonio, the average sales price was in March was 233,000. It dropped just by like less than a percentage point to 234,843. No, I'm sorry, it increased by about a 1% increase from month to month. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good, because that tells us like March was our high point. April was even a little bit higher in terms of sales price. Okay. New listings, we did see a drop in that by about 1%. There was about 977 less new listings in San Antonio overall. And we had been talking about that over and over these past few weeks. And then of course, pending that, went under contract, that reduced a little bit by about 1% as well. And then everything was pretty consistent, dropping by 1%, the pendings and the closed as well. So we are not too far off from our high point. We might see a little bit more of a dip come May, but I'm going to be honest with you. This is one of the busiest seasons that I've seen in quite a while. And so, I mean, I'm just one agent in all of San Antonio, and I see a lot of activity through our network of realtors and loan officers and builders and such. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think? What do you think is the forecast?
So some of the forecasts that we've been getting information on right now is that Right now in Bexar County alone, right? Just for Bexar County, we have about over 205 thousand people that are renting right now. And out of those, you can imagine what they're paying for rent, but they could qualify for a home. And some of them just don't know yet, you know? So it's a perfect time for them to, you know, check to see what they can qualify, because there's a lot of myths out there as far as I need a high credit score, I need to 20% down, and that may not necessarily be the case. They are forecasting that within the next year, that if you were to purchase a home and the median income is 216,000, that for that first year in total, just for Bexar County, that some market values may drop by 0.7%. That's less than 1%. That's not a lot, right? But what they're anticipating that over the next 5 years, that it's going to go up by 10.4%. That I saw your face. I saw your face, which means if we put it in dollars, right, off of the $216, that means that someone's going to go ahead and get equity of over $23,000 within the next 5 years. So imagine you're paying rent right now, you're throwing that money away. This could be a perfect opportunity for you to purchase and think of your long-term investment. 5 years. If somebody told me I could get $23,000 in 5 years, sign me up. You know, where do I go?
Yeah, because you're not getting that off of your savings account at the bank, and you're certainly not getting that off of, you know,
your
a CD or those things. I mean, or retirement even. That is a good return on your investment. And what else did you find on that article that you were telling me about?
So, I mean, just right now, it's just such a good time to purchase. There's just so much investment. San Antonio, of all places, is doing well. You know, we are on the top of the market of places to go, that we're not dropping our equity like other areas are. So our investments are here good. We're always been a conservative state, you know, especially when we're talking about lending out equity on our homes and so forth. So guys, I would just say that if you have even an interest, can I purchase? Can I do something different for my family? Then they need to just apply and start there, because I know that you and I would love to help them.
Absolutely. Yes. And as I mentioned, I mean, from the beginning of this COVID-19, our average sales price increased by 1% from month over month. And of course, you know, economists look at it in the long term. They look at, you know, over a quarter or over, you know, 6-month period. I know a recession, it has to be 2 quarters of a drop in order to be called a recession. I mean, I'm not an economics major, but I mean, I'm somewhat knowledgeable about, you know, what is considered a recession and what is not. Back in 2008, that market was completely decimated. I mean, the real estate market was completely decimated because of poor practices, because of poor lending restrictions, because people were able to take out 100% of their equity, right? Or here in Texas, there's a limit. And so that's what Yvonne's talking about, is that Texas, as far as refinancing and those things, I mean, we are very unique, and we also don't see that crazy increased bubble of appreciation or false appreciation, because we're just not ever in that position. I mean, we have so many things in place, you know, our economy and the employment sectors, and those things just really keep San Antonio a safe haven for investing. Even investors flock to San Antonio to come buy homes to rent. And so we definitely have seen such a great, truly the past couple of 60 days, past couple of months, just people being more informed, becoming more educated, asking more questions, truly understanding that this is a great investment. So, I mean, you're not going to be an investor right now, but your home, when you turn around, you sell it in 10 years, you're going to make a return on it versus losing in a lot of cases across the country. So yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So what do we have looking at this week? What do you see rates at right now?
So rates are still been really low. We're probably looking at, mid threes, 3.5%, depending on someone's credit scores. And that's kind of like across the from conventional to government loans, USDA loans are right around there. So it's going to average based off of someone's FICO score and what they're putting down. But rates are still phenomenal right now at this moment. Every day we have changes that come up. We get flooded with emails with this program is available, this program is not available, and things change. And so, like you mentioned, the lenders and other people who provide assistance are just putting overlays right now just to protect, the government and so forth. So I know you and I had been promoting the city of San Antonio. We had been doing several loan programs with them, but we just found out yesterday that they did put a temporary hold on one of their programs, which was the HIP 120, and they were providing $15,000 to use towards closing costs. So it's just across the board. I know things are going to change, but there may still be other ways that you can get into a home with minimal down payment. And so
and Yvonne, when you said that they put a hold on the program, it doesn't mean that they ran out of money. It just means that they have put the program on hold.
Correct.
That at some point when it comes back on, there is going to be an opportunity for some people to be able to take advantage of that program as well. And that is, $15,000. That's pretty significant assistance for your down payment and your closing costs. So if you are thinking that that might be an option for you, maybe, thinking about 3 months, right now is a good time to at least get a pre-qualification checkup, okay? Because there might be something on your credit that just needs a little bit of work, or maybe you're close to your 2 years of employment history. There might be some things that may just be right where you need to be for that program. We have several people that we've been able to get started, and we're working on some things to get them in position to purchase. So if you think that this might be an opportunity for you, when those gates open back up, let us know, because Yvonne can definitely just look at your financial position right now and see if that is an option for you too.
Right. And so that's a perfect thing. Like if you don't qualify mainly because of credit, then I will try to come up with a game plan for you and, put it all out there as far as what do we need to do, whether if it's savings or work on credit, then we'll do that. If it's something that has to do with credit and we need to work on the scores, we do have an internal credit repair department, which is called Credit Tool. And so what we do is for our clients here, we provide a complimentary service so that we can draft up that nice little game plan for them and then let them know what they need to do. Maybe they got to pay something off. They can get their scores up immediately, or maybe it's just rebuilding credit. And so we kind of go through all of that information to see what we can do. And I know that we have several clients that are in that program, and we follow up with them monthly and just see what we can do. And then generally we've got about one client that closes a month after they've been through the credit restoration. Yeah.
And don't forget, Yvonne and I are your expert team. We don't see results like this all the time, kind of like that disclosure when you see the weight loss programs that say, on average 20 pounds lost. We truly, we hear about appraisals being, it's too low. They had a problem appraising this house. We negotiated for a buyer, and her home appraised for $18,000 more than the sales price. Hello, that's amazing stuff. That's what I talk about when you know what you're doing. Your expert agent and your expert loan officer know exactly where we need to work on to get you the best results. Honestly, I couldn't make that up. Yvonne, did I make that up?
You couldn't make that up. And then also, we had a client that applied yesterday And I think in a matter of hours, you had them home
yeah,
searching.
yeah, they were under contract.
And then they got under contract that same day. So qualified.
Yeah, and it was a multiple offer situation. It was a multiple offer situation, but you know, I'm telling you, you're making a big investment. Interview your professionals, interview your agent, interview who you are going to hire to represent you and walk you through this journey. So I'm grateful for you, because I mean, obviously, you know, I can call you, hey, you know, we have an application coming, we're ready to write up an offer, you got it done, and a few hours later we're under contract. So I am very grateful for you, because I know you answer my calls 7 o'clock at night. I try not to call you too late or on the weekends, but you know, if it's something that we need something right now, you are always available. So I'm grateful for that.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate all the business and so forth. And I know for this client that we particular had, sometimes people think of, I need the best interest rate, and that is not always what someone needs, right? Sometimes that's just maybe the only question to ask, is that the best thing? And in this case, if someone is very detail oriented, want information, you may not be able to get a hold of that big bank, you know, unless you're calling between 8 and 5. So most of the time clients are shopping after hours or on the weekends. And that's when we get to work up numbers and so forth to help them make a decision. So not always getting the lowest interest rate is the best deal, you know, at that time. But we're very competitive. We won't always, you know, guarantee people that we're going to be the lowest, but we are super, super competitive. Sometimes we are the lowest, but it's not in every situation. But we're definitely here to help, you know, educate, guide the client through what they need, because everybody's needs are different. And so we try to make sure that we can accommodate that in helping them buy the biggest investment that they are. So we're super excited to, I'm always excited to be partnered up with you and excited to help a new home buyer, because each one, I mean, puts a difference. They put a smile on our face, but it's always for a different reason. Their joy and what we do for them is just different on every single one. I don't think I've experienced the same, you know, gratification on each client. They're all different. And so we love it, and we love helping. And we have challenges that we have to, you know, get through, and obstacles, because doing a mortgage loan is not easy, right? And you negotiating on a contract is not easy, but we will generally jump through hoops if it's within our means to get it done.
Yes, it is. It's fun. Next time we're going to talk about all the requirements that a lender is going to ask of you, because sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, they're asking me for this and for that and for that and for that. I'm like, well, they are lending you X amount of over $100,000. I mean, on average, they're lending you this money. So yeah, we're going to talk about, you know, just the expectation, because they're lending you a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's something to talk about. But Yvonne, you have anything else to add for us?
No, I think it's just an exciting week right now. We are helping lots of clients get into homes. So I know both of you and I both need to get back to work, but we're always excited to, you know, jump in on Wednesday, kind of share what's going on. And we'd love to help you hold that sign behind Betsy once you're ready to buy a home. So we've got the sold, and we've got the say yes to the address. We don't know which way, because we're not technically.
I don't know. It's in the mirror.
You got it that way. But have a wonderful Wednesday. And if there's, I'm sure that if there's questions, I didn't even check. Is there questions? Did anybody log on?
Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm going to reach over here because I had my, I don't see any questions, but thank you everyone that joined us. I hope that you're able to share this information with someone that can use that information. We are here to serve. So I will continue to put our link to pre-qualify with Yvonne at Fairway Independent. And then of course you have my contact information here on Facebook. You can always contact us. Any real estate related questions, we are glad to answer for you.
And I'm sending out big hearts to people who have sent us referrals. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate it. I mean, we could not do what we do without you recommending us and saying great things about us. And so we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. And so our business grows because you've been able to share it with someone else. So thank you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you guys very much. Have a fantastic week.
Yes. Have a good one.